But as they say, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is to have the belief
Yeah.
and the kind of passion that you have.
Yeah.
And of course, you've lived in New York City and you see how great the city is.
Yes.
And you know that brothers like you and I run the city.
Yeah.
So we can make Africa run like this.
Yeah, we can.
It's possible.
It's possible.
And we can make it happen in our lifetime.
In our lifetime, I don't think so. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's not possible. Because it's not about the will. You have the will. I have the will to do it. But does the system allow that to happen? That's the question. And my answer is no.
So
from my perspective,
can we go and change the system?
The system
We
can
came
be,
from a system that is nowhere.
yeah,
So you were dropped in New York City
yeah,
into a system and you could work within that system.
yeah,
So if we bring everyone from Ivory Coast
Yeah.
or from Nigeria and we drop them in New York City, they're going to fall in line with the system.
yeah. But
So if we take the system from here and we replace it with a system in Africa that does not work, are people smart enough to learn to run things the way it runs in New York City
Yeah.
or not?
I mean, that's the question. The first thing is going to, try to, to bring some sort of democracy. Change the institutions. Because most of the institutions in Africa don't work. The executive has all the power. The judiciary branch is not free from the executive branch. The institutions don't work. So the first thing is to change the institution. How long it's going to take to do that? How long it's going to take, for maybe in Nigeria, for the president to be accountable to, a Supreme Court judge? How long is it going to take in Ivory Coast, for instance, for the people to raise up and say, okay, no, your time is up. You have 2 terms, the 2 terms are over. You can't run for president anymore. How long is it going to take to do that? As long as people are not educated, as long as we don't have the majority of people in Ivory Coast, with maybe a college or high school degree, I think, the mentality, is not, the knowledge as far as, intellectual knowledge and the awareness of, the political things is not going to be enough for us to do that. What you're saying is true. The system does work here. But we cannot, copy that in Africa at this time. We have to change the institution. We have to change the system. And that takes a long time. It goes through education. It goes through change of mentality. It goes through, trying to, because everything is centered around tribal. I know it's the same things, it's the same in Nigeria. Everything is centered about tribal. It's not about ideas. It's not about, what you're going to do for the country. It's about who you are and where you come from. I vote for you because you're Igbo or because you're Hausa. Or in Ivory Coast, I will vote for you because you're Baole or because you Bete or such and such. As long as things still work like that, I think it's going to be very, very difficult to change the system.
So you believe that the first thing has to be re-education?
Yeah, education.
And you think our people are smart enough that if we teach them, they'll learn?
Of course, yes, I think so, yeah.
So the change to start by changing our mindset?
Changing our mindset. And I think it's not going to happen in our generation. It can't. That's impossible. For me, it's quite impossible. But in the generation of our children or our grandchildren, maybe it could happen. But the best way to do that is to, education. Education is the key. The more people are educated, the more they go to school, the more they get degrees and, they get aware of, political things and stuff. And then they could raise up and say no to a system that doesn't work.
All right. You've learned a lot in the U.S. since you've been here. So if you go back home and you go to your village, a lot of people are going to listen to you, right?
Yeah.
So do you think if we all start today to talk to people back home, when you send them $10, you send a little note.
Yeah.
And if you go visit, get a group of young people together and you start teaching them.
Yeah.
Do you think if we all start that now, we can guarantee this change for the next generation?
I think, yes, it does start like that. I mean, people like you and me and all the others standing around, going back and sharing their experience. And I mean, sharing, the American experience. I mean, telling them how the American, dream became a reality through hard work, through accountability, through education. Then those in the village, they could take, conscience of that, and start sending their children to school and start, being being aware of, the importance of education. Through that, it could happen. But as I say, it's not going to be in your generation. Maybe not even in my children's generation. Maybe not even in my grandchildren's generation. Because, as I said, the African mindset. Because we still have the kingship mentality. The kingship mentality. I don't know if it's correct to say that. But what I mean is, the African society today, it's a democratical society. But before the white people came, it was kingdoms, many kingdoms. So this kingship mentality still exists in Africa. That's why an Igbo would always vote for an Igbo. 90% of them. That's why Baole in my country always vote for Baole. 90% of them. So we have to break that mentality, that old mentality. We have to, people have to be able to work for somebody because of his ideas. You have to be able to be drawn to somebody because he has, genius ideas that could develop the country, take the country out of poverty. Until this happens, people are educated enough to think like that. I think it's very difficult to change things.
All right.
So education is the key. We have to start at the base. Education, our children or our grandchildren, maybe they could do that, but not us.
All right. And you also talked about democracy.
Yeah.
That the people should be able to rise up and say, this is a bad leader.
Yeah.
We don't want you in office.
Yes.
And for that to happen, there need to be elections.
Yeah.
People need to believe in elections, and when they vote, their vote should count. And we all know in Africa that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, if we get the young people educated, get the young people conscious, as you said,
Yeah.
can we start by telling them in Cote d'Ivoire, in Nigeria, in Ghana,
Yeah.
that they should take elections seriously, and when they vote, they should guard their votes,
Yeah.
and they shouldn't sell their votes for money,
Yeah.
and that the key to their future, it's in that knowledge.
Yeah. I think the first thing in Africa, the first problem, because the system is corrupt. Everything is centered around money. You could buy anybody's vote because of, financial dependency. People are not independent financially. So, as I said, for the culture of democracy to be really rooted in the country, to take root in the country, people have to first be educated enough, and second, be independent. Financially. So, as you said, those things are true. Information, talking to the kids, talking to the little brother, and all the stuff. But this is not enough. That's why I say it's a long-term process. It can be a short-term process. Long-term process because it goes through education. Everything goes through education.
So today, what do you think you can do, having a business and living here,
Yeah.
to contribute to this change in Africa? What do you think you can do today, tomorrow, next 1 week, 1 year?
The best thing I could do today is being involved politically. Being involved politically. The knowledge that I got here in this country, the knowledge that I have about the system in this country, how this country became the greatest country in the world, where everybody's drawn to, the American dream, how this desire, this yearning to come to America and prosper, where did it come from? It comes from all this. I say first education, and first people who are really desiring to work for the country. Work and succeed and all the stuff. So to come back to what to your question, I mean, the best thing for us, you and me and all those guys here, is not to stay here. I mean, we came here for knowledge. Some of us for for money to succeed. I mean, some of us because we were drawn by this huge country and we wanted to have a piece of the dream. Yes, but still, we have to think about home, because this is not our home. The home is back there.
Yeah.
So we have to bring back the knowledge that we got here. Bring it back, share it with all those brothers and sisters over there. I mean, knowledge about the political system, knowledge about, entrepreneurship spirit. You got to think about how you could work to succeed for yourself and for your community and all the stuff. We got to go back and share all the stuff. People like you who got a doctorate, came here and are doctors, they have to go back and serve the community, share your knowledge and share your skills, the skills that you learn here. I mean, share it with your community, put it in the service of your community. So I think we could do a lot. We can do a lot. If all of us, all of the people who came from home, from Africa here, had, the mentality that you have and that I have, I think we could do a lot for the mother continent. Yeah.
All right. I guess it's great meeting you, and we can start by leading the way to go impact this knowledge.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure meeting you.